Hi, I'm J.T.van Zandt. I want to thank you all for coming to the celebration of Towns' life. Thank you. January 18th, 1997. This morning I dreamed I was with Towns. The dream began with things like they are now, with me and the children and friends, don't know who, sitting in my house, different, more like a hotel suite by a lake, crying and talking about Towns when one of the guests jumped up and said, "Do you want me to go down there and do that voodoo thing?" And I said, "Oh, would you?" And he said, "Sure." And off he went. We all stood by the window and watched toward the lake. The land had a fairly steep hill that you couldn't see the bottom of, just the water. The friend appeared coming over the hill, and I asked, "Did you do it?" And he said, "Yeah, he's right behind me." By this time, I was standing in the doorway, and then Towns came over the hill, and was he beautiful? There he stood, grinning that grin, clean with his shirt tucked in, 20 years younger. His hair was black with just a little silver shoulder length. He was healthy and strong. He came to me and said, "Hi, babe," just like he always did, and took my hands in his. I started to cry, and I led him to the table, and we sat holding hands. He said, "What's wrong, babe?" And I said, "Towns, you died." And he said, "I did?" And I said, "Yeah." And he asked, "When did that happen?" And I said, "More than 2 weeks ago." And he said, "Really?" And he was still holding my hands, and he looked down at them, and he said, "Well, your fingernails have grown. They look great." I had on 2 rings, the diamond ring he had given me Christmas before last that I wear on my right ring finger, only in the dream it was on my left. And the ring on my right I didn't recognize, and he said, "I don't like that ring, but this one that I gave you," as he rubbed it with his index finger, "is just right." At this point, the friends had disappeared, and Will and Katie were standing next to him with their mouths hanging open. And he turned to Katie, and he said, "Hi, Belle." And he picked her up, and he put his arm around Will, who put his head on his chest, and they stood for a long time hugging. Then the house turned into my real house, and he played with Katie and wrestled with Will on the futon like he always did, and I just watched them. Then it was the next morning, and I was waking in my bed, and I couldn't find Towns, so I got up to look for him and found him sleeping on the floor wrapped in one of his beautiful Indian blankets between my and Katie's bed, and I was just watching him. Then Will came into the room and said, "Wake up, Pops." And Towns sat up with his arms around his knees, and we noticed he was wearing a real flashy watch and a sparkly gold and diamond ring. And Will said, "Can I have that ring? You won't be needing it." And they laughed, and Towns pulled off the ring and tossed it to Will. Will caught it, was admiring it, and I said, "Will, you know you're too young to wear that. You let me keep it for you until you've grown." And he said, "Oh, Mom." And I said, "Give it to me." And he tossed it into the air, and it bounced off the ceiling and fell to the floor at my feet, and it looked like it was coming to pieces. And I said, "Now look what you've done." And I picked it up, and it turned into a charm ring. And out of the top it had 2 dice, gold studded with rubies, and these red and blue bejeweled pom-pom looking things. And I looked up at Towns, who was leaning back against Katie's bed, and she was sitting on the edge of her bed next to him with a big smile on her face. And Towns was sitting on the floor with his arms around his legs, grinning that grin. Then in real life, Katie woke me saying she was hungry and would I make her some cereal. I didn't want to leave my dream, but I got up and made the cereal. The end. Thank you. I just wanted to let y'all know that the family has provided some memorial posters that are available at the door for $1 because Towns would want it that way. So y'all enjoy the show.
My name is Jimmy Dale Gilmore, and I'm very, very proud and honored to be part of this thing. I was both close friends with Towns, and he was also somebody that influenced me musically deeply for, I guess, almost since I started playing the guitar. And I really loved the guy, and I miss him. But you'll hear tonight, we know from the first set, you're going to hear that the music is still here. I ain't gonna sing no lonesome tune. Oh, babe, I'm coming soon. I cannot believe I stayed so long away. But a man must look around, and you're the sweetest thing I've found. All your lost high rollers rolling home today. Well, my daddy said to me, son, it's hard, as you will see, to find someone upon whom to rely. And in the kitchen Mama sneezed, and he grinned big as you please, and said, bless you, and a tear come to his eye. Well, I did decide that very day that I would like to live that way. Now I know I've just been wasting time. It's with you that I should be, and if you feel the same about me, well, I'm headed home along the straightest line. Well, I ain't gonna sing no lonesome tune. Oh, baby, I'm coming soon. I cannot believe I stayed so long away. But a man must look around, and you're the sweetest thing I've found. All your lost high rollers rolling home today. Yeah, your lost high rollers rolling home to stay. Thank you very much. I have to tell this story now. We had to change the setup a little bit. In that first set, you know, I came out to do that song, but it was immediately after they did that Shep thing. And I just about lost it. I was up here like, I was nearly crying from here in town saying that Shep. I heard him do that song a lot live, and it just brought back too much to me. He had a good sense of humor. I heard her sing in tongues of silver. I saw her on a summer storm. I looked her, but she did not know it. Now I don't think about her anymore. Now she's gone and I can't believe it, so I don't think about her anymore. If 2, 3, and 4 was 7 only, where would that leave 1 and 2? If love can be and still be lonely, where does that leave me and you? Time there was and time there will be, where does that leave me and you? If I had a buckskin stallion, I'd tame him down and ride away. If I had a silver schooner, I'd sail into the light of day. If I had your love forever, I'd sail into the light of day. Pretty songs and pretty places, places that I've never seen. Pretty songs and pretty faces, tell me what their laughter means. Some look like they'd cry forever, tell me what their laughter means. If I had a buckskin stallion, I'd tame him down and ride away. If I had a golden galleon, I'd sail into the light of day. If I had your love forever, I'd sail into the light of day. Thanks very much, everybody. This is going to be some wonderful music tonight.
I'm You-Jonell Mosser, and I had the privilege of doing an album of Townes music that was released last year. Thank you. My mother, no. Anyway, I also had the privilege of singing this song with not only Townes on a record called Where Love Goes. It was the soundtrack to a book by a woman named Joyce Maynard, I think. And I got to sing the song with Townes. I also got to sing it with Delbert McClinton. Tonight I get to sing it with Joe Ely.
If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me to ease my pain?
If you needed me, I would come to you. I'd swim the seas for to ease your pain. In the night forlorn, the morning's born, and the morning shines with the lights of love. You will miss sunrise if you close your eyes, and that would break my heart in two.
I needed you. Would you come to me? Would you come to me and ease my pain? If you needed me, I'd come to you. I'd swim the sea for to ease your pain. Ladies with me now, I know how to stay their little lily hands in mine. Lupin Lily, she's a sight to see, a treasure for the poor to find.
If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me and ease my pain? If you needed me, I'd come to you. I'd swim the seas for to ease your pain. I'd swim the seas for to ease your pain. You'll see Joe again, I promise. I want to ask Henry Aronson to come out here and play piano for me. A native. This is a song, and this is the original way that Townes got to hear me do this song. When I recorded this song, it was 19 years old, and though I'd heard him do it, it was brand new to me. every time. So close and yet so far away, and all the things I'd hoped to say, they'll have to go unsaid today, perhaps until tomorrow. Your fears have built a wall between our lives and all that loving means. We'll have to go unfelt, it seems, and that leaves only sorrow. You built your tower strong and tall. Can't you see it's got to fall someday? Close your eyes and speak to me of faith and love and destiny, as distant as eternity, and truth and understanding. The wind blows cold outside your door, whispers words I've tried before. You don't hear me anymore. No, your pride is just too demanding. Build your tower strong and tall. Can't you see it's got to fall someday? The end is coming soon, it's plain. A warm bed just ain't worth the pain. And I will go and you'll remain with the bitterness that we've tasted. A mother's breast, a newborn child, a poet's tears and a drunken smile. I can't help thinking all the while their meaning won't be wasted. You built your tower strong and tall. Can't you see it's got to fall someday?
after all that. I'm Chip Taylor, and nice to see you all. This is my good friend, rounder recording artist, John Scholl. And very privileged to feel very fortunate to be able to be part of this thing. And one of the things that drew me to Townes early on, aside from his wonderful music, was the fact that he was a gambler. And as I mentioned in the first show, his kind of stories about his gambling were kind of legendary. Alan Pepper, the owner here, he was telling me a story about how Townes was up in the office, and after he finished the gig here, and he pulled out a deck of cards, and he said, Alan, he said, I'll flip you for the gig money, you know. I mean, high card wins, you know. And I know the story is true because I was in Toronto last week, and somebody told me the same story, except this time the story had Townes taking out some dice out of his pocket and rolling the owner there for the thing. And and Janine, his lovely wife, was telling me a story before the first show about, because this legend continues, he's still with us. Janine was having this get-together at her house a couple of weeks ago, and all of a sudden, the people were in one room, and all of a sudden, Townes' roulette wheel started spinning like crazy, and Janine says she knew it was Townes because it ended up on 00. You know? My thing with gambling is some of you know, I was a gambler for a long time. I gave up the music business for a while to be a professional gambler. And on the way back, I got a couple albums out now, and I'm on tour. And one of the main reasons I did this is because I started listening to music again. And my favorite thing to listen to was Townes. I just love Townes music. And so, as I mentioned, I feel very privileged. I was with Guy Clark a couple of days ago. You know, they're Townes and Janine, the best friends, are Guy and Susanna over a bunch of years, and they couldn't be here tonight. And I was with Guy a couple of days ago, and I talked to Susanna a couple of hours ago before the first show, and they both send their love to you and wish they were here. And with Janine's permission, I'm going to read what Susanna said at Townes' funeral. It's from Susanna Clark. Every morning for years, Townes gave me a wake-up call at 8:30. Guy would usually bring me a cup of coffee because he knew we'd be on the phone for at least an hour. He'd say, "Hey, babe," that was the only man I'd let me call that. Let him call me that. We talked about art and artists and history, especially Texas history. We talked about Hank Williams, Lightning Hopkins, Vincent van Gogh, and Indians. We talked about the Bible, European ways, and the sky that day, and angels and ghosts and demons, and Dylan Thomas and the birds and his dog. We talked about all different kinds of love. We talked about the language and words and poetry and songs, and more often than not, he'd read me his new poem of the day. Songs always had to work as a poem on paper first. That was Townes' rule. We always agreed what the first day of spring really was. He'd call me and say, "Hey, this is it," and I would know exactly what he was talking about. I'd say, "Yep." I was thinking the same thing. And we did that year after year. Sometimes he'd tell me those terrible jokes of his. Sometimes he'd cry. Sometimes I'd cry for him. When I told him he drank too much, he'd say things like, "Hey, there are sober people in India." We talk about the Andy Griffith show. He couldn't watch violence on TV, Nick at Night, usually. Yet he'd say, "If anybody touches you, I'll slit their throat and drink their blood like wine." He'd make me laugh till it hurt, telling me stories about his wildness, or he'd let me cry till it didn't hurt. All he'd have to say was, "Ah, babe," and that would work. Sometimes I was spellbound. His words were always gentle and loving, but like in his songs, mighty words they were. Sure, sometimes we'd fight, usually about nothing, like the real meaning of the word innocence. Then after, we'd make a joke about whatever we were arguing about. He let me into his soul, and I let him in mine. Yes, I had the honor and privilege of having this noble soul in my life. He called me his best friend and sister, and I called him my best friend and brother. And we always said, "I love you," before we hung up. And Now the mornings come, the phone doesn't ring, and I miss him. It's from Susanna. One of the songs that I always liked to hear Townes do is this Pueblo Waltz. He always introduced it as he'd say, here's a pretty little song, And it was a pretty little song. It is. Daybreak comes, and I don't know why. Live and love, and the day does fly. And soon the moon and baby and I will be lying side by side. And how many of your skies are blue, and how much of your love is true? Tell me, where did you get those eyes of green? I know, you know, that's what I mean. Now if I go, I won't be long. Maybe we'll move to Tennessee and leave these Texas blues behind and see Susanna and Guy. Johnny? And I'm in this cold room all alone. And maybe I'll use that telephone. Ah, but it'll be busy, or she won't be home. But tomorrow is another day. Daybreak comes and I don't know why. Live and love and the day does fly. And soon the moon and baby and I will be lying side by side. Thanks very much. John Scholl. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. I asked for the honor of introducing the next person. You've already seen her.
Nice to be here. I was too wound up for the first set to say anything about Townes. But what was the first thing Townes ever said to you, Dave? You remember? I do.
Oh, yeah.
What was the
You
first-
gamble. That's true. That was at the Bluebird. I'd forgotten all about that.
What was the second thing he said to you?
I don't
You
know.
gamble?
Yeah, that's right. I didn't have enough money at the time.
what Towns said to me was, he said, there's two kinds of music. There's the blues, and there's zippity-doo-dah. I like that. So, consequently, I suppose this is a blues.
I was going to play that. You want to play it there or up one? It's in the other minor.
Right there.
Okay. Take it.
I wish I had $1 bill. Yes, I believe I surely will. I'd go to town and drink my fill early in the morning. And I always been a gambling man. Roll the bones with either hand. 7 is a promised land early in the morning. My mother was a golden girl, slit her throat to get her pearls. She cast me into a world before a bunch of swine. Little darling, she's a red-haired thing. How she makes my legs sing. I'm gonna get a diamond ring early in the morning. I was halfway down Harlan Road, busted back in a heavy load. Won't get there to save my soul early in the morning. That whiskey be my dying bed. Asked me where to lay my head. Not with me is all she said early in the morning. One more time. Well, if I had $1 bill, yes, I believe I surely will. I'd go to town and drink my fill early in the morning. Thanks. Thanks very much. See, we did totally different tunes before. We did the big song swap. We're all bartering and gambling backstage to see who gets to play what tonight. And I guess I beat Tom Russell out of this one for the Late Show. So we'll do this one here. It's a little more up tempo than that last one.
Really? We haven't really done this.
Never done this before. I'm going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. I'm going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. That white Freightliner gonna steal away my mind. Well, New Mexico's alright, the people there, they treat you fine. I
Mexico's alright. The people there, they treat you fine. That white Freightliner gonna steal away my mind. It's bad news from Houston. Half of my friends have died. It's bad news from Houston. Half of my friends have died. That white Freightliner gonna steal away my mind. To them big trucks, that white Freightliner gonna steal away my mind. That white Freightliner gonna steal away my mind. That white Freightliner gonna steal away my mind. You're quick. One more time. Oh my God. Thank you so much. David Rawlings. I'm Gillian Welch. Thanks very much. So happy to be here.
My name is Paul Kay, and I'm from Kentucky. They invited me to do this because Towns was a friend of mine. On that intro tape, he said something like, a lot of my songs are seemingly sad. And my friend Dave Olney said, if these are seemingly sad, I'd like to hear the real sad ones. But these two I'm going to do are both very sad. Ribbons of love, please keep me cruising. until I reach home on the morrow. Never, never to wander again. I'm weak and I'm weary of sorrow. London to Dublin, Australia to Perth. I've gazed at your sky, I've tasted your earth. Sung out my heart for what it was worth. Never again shall I ramble. There's nowhere left in this world where to go. My arms and my legs, they're trembling. Thoughts both clouded and blue as the sky. Not even worth remembering. Now as I stumble and reel to my bed, all that I've done and all that I've said don't mean nothing to me, 'cause I'd soon as be dead, and all of this world be forgotten. No words of comfort, no words of advice, nothing to offer to a stranger. Gone the love, gone the spite. It just does not matter no longer. The sky's getting foggy, the ground's getting close, and myself's going crazy the way that it does. I lie on my pillow and sleep if I must. Too late to wish I'd been stronger. Too late to wish I'd been stronger. Don't go saying I'm leaving you, thinking I never got close enough to stay. As time runs in and then runs out and it starts again, and it's always been that way. You're gonna drown tomorrow if you cry too many tears for yesterday. Tomorrow's half of all you got, so treat him good, 'cause when I'm gone he'll stay. I won't be forgetting you, you won't be forgetting me, I know. When memory comes on a summer's breeze and it rains its sweetness down to me below, I see you like you look right now, and I mostly wonder why I have to go. But heaven is the way she is, and rain falls and rivers flow. So here's the feeling good, and here's the feeling bad. Thankful for the sad times and guilty for the pleasures that we had. The autumn rains and window panes, God forgive us if you feel deceived. The clock don't know you like I do, it's
only him or me, you've got to believe. Oh, autumn rains and window panes, God forgive us if you feel deceived. The clock don't know you like I do, it's only him or me, you've got to believe. Thank you very much.
Living on the road, my friend, was gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, your breath's as hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one it seems. She began to cry when you said goodbye, sank into her dreams. Pancho was a bandit, boys. His horse was fast as polished steel. He wore his gun outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. And Pancho met his match, you know, in the deserts down in Mexico. Nobody heard his dying words. Oh, but that's the way it goes. And all the federales say they could have had him any day, but they only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. Lefty, he can't sing the blues all night long like he used to. And the dust that Pancho bit down south ended up in Lefty's mouth. And the day they laid poor Pancho low, Lefty split for Ohio, where he got the bread to go. Oh, there ain't nobody knows. The poets tell how Pancho fell. Lefty's living in a cheap hotel, where the desert's quiet and Cleveland's cold, and so the story ends, we're told. And Pancho needs your prayers, it's true, but save a few for Lefty too, 'cause you only did what he had to do. Now he's growing old, and a few great federales say they could have had him any day, but they only let him go so wrong. Out of kindness, I suppose. And all the federales say they could have had him any day, they only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. called Brother Flower. Brother Flower, are you listening? Let me sing a song for you. Brother Flower's petals glistening in the bashful morning dew. Brother Flower, when the sun shines and the dew's flown away, if you don't mind, we can roam round. Brother Flower, may I stay? Brother Flower, you ain't lonely, for you've always been alone. Haven't been so lucky, I had love, but now I'm gone. I have arms to hold another, never to hold him again. I have life to give a lover, you have life to give the wind. Brother Flower, when the snow flies and you lay your beauty down, Brother Flower, are you sleeping there upon the cold, cold ground? Brother Flower, please awaken, show the sky your face of blue. Let me know I ain't forsaken, seems like all I have is you. Seems like all I have is you. Brother Flower, are you listening? Let me sing a song for you. Brother Flower, petals glistening in the bashful morning dew. Brother Flower, please awaken, let me see your smiling face. Let me know I ain't forsaken, all we have is you. Seems like all we have is you.
I set myself to find. I told my love I would bring her there. Then I left my love behind. Well, the desert was long and the mountain was high, and the road ran steep and winding, and the promises so easily made were unbearable yet binding, and it's try to cling to her till she becomes everlasting. Well, the world is still blue and my word is still true, but I feel I'm turned and hollow. she does as she please. If ever she leaves, I will strangle upon the sorrow. And it's only, oh man, who's gonna mark my time? Well, the road is past, and tomorrow the sky in between sometimes is blinded. Someday soon, when I turn to cloud, I will fly on her wings somehow. Wrapped in the rose and filled with above, the ground seems to fade away. Yeah, hold to the earth like a newborn child and pray she returns someday. And it's me, oh my, who's gonna mark my time? And it's me, oh my, who's gonna mark my time?
If I had no place to fall and I needed to, could I count on you to lay me down? I'd never tell you no lies. I don't believe it's wise. Ooh, you got pretty eyes. Won't you spin me round? I'm not much of a lover, it's true. I'm here, then I'm gone, and I'm forever blue. But I'm sure wanting you. The sky's full of silver and gold. Try to hide the sun. Oh, but it can't be done. At least not for long. And if we help each other grow, while the light of day smiles down our way, then we can't go wrong. time, she's a fast old train. She's here, then she's gone, and she won't come again. So won't you take my hand? If I had no place to fall, and I needed to, could I count on you to lay me down?
Hello, I'm Tom Russell with Andrew Harden on the guitar. It's good to be here. I was worried. I thought we might have to do Mr. Mud and Mr. Gold, which I've been trying to learn for about 15 years. Thankfully, we don't. So I'm not much of a poker player. The first time I met Towns was in Kerrville, Texas, about 20 years ago. I said, Towns, can you explain Mr. Mud, Mr. Gold to me? And he said, amigo, take your boots off. He goes, we'll run a foot race, we'll arm wrestle, and then we'll shoot craps. And if you beat me 2 out of 3, I'll tell you what the song means. And I got down in the mud of Kerrville like a fool, began struggling with my boots, and I got them off. I looked around, Towns was gone. I never saw him again for 3 years. He taught me some hard lessons, though. The name she gave was Caroline, the daughter of a miner, and her ways were free, and it seemed to me the sunshine walked beside her. She come from Spencer across the ridge. She said her paw had sent her, for the cold was low, and soon the snow would turn those skies to winter. She said she'd come to look for work. She was not seeking favors, and for a dime a day and a place to stay, she turned those hands to labor. But the times were hard and the jobs were few. All through Tecumseh Valley, but she asked around, and a job she found, tending bar for Gypsy Sally. She made enough to go back home when spring replaced the winter, but her dreams were denied. Her pa had died. The word came down from Spencer. So she took to whoring out on the street with lust inside her. And it was many a man returned again to lay themselves beside her. They found her down below the stairs that led to Gypsy Sally, and in her hand when she died was a note that cried, fare thee well, to come surviving.
Speaking of arm wrestling, I told this story quickly the first set, but the first time I met Towns 20 years ago was at Kerrville in the hills. And I was trying to learn Mr. Mud and Mr. Gold. Still am. A song about 5-card stud. And Towns said, you want me to tell you what it's about? And I said, yeah. He said, well, take off your boots. And I started taking off my boots, and he said, we'll run a foot race, we'll arm wrestle, and we'll throw the dice, and if you beat me 2 out of 3, I'll tell you what Mr. Mud and Mr. Gold was about. So I sat down in the mud and took my boots off, like I said, and I looked around. Towns was gone. I didn't see him again for 3 years.
When the wind don't blow in Amarillo, and the moon along the Gunnison don't rise, shall I cast my dreams on your love, babe, and lie beneath the laughter of your eyes? Snowing on Raton, come morning I'll be through these hills and gone. Oh, mother thinks the road's long and lonely. Little brother thinks the road is straight and fine. Little darling thinks the road is soft and lovely. I'm thankful that old road's a friend of mine. Snowing on Raton, everybody. Come morning I'll be through these hills and gone. Oh, bid the years goodbye, you cannot still them. You cannot turn the circles of the sun. You cannot count the miles until you feel them. You cannot hold a lover that is gone. Snowing on Raton.
Come morning, I'll be through these hills and gone. Well, tomorrow the mountains will be sleeping, silent neath their blankets, reading blue. Ah, but I shall learn the secrets that they're keeping, and I'll bring all their promises to you. Snowing on Raton. Everybody. Come morning, I'll be through these hills and gone. Snowing on Raton. Come morning, I'll be through these hills and gone. Come morning, I'll be through these hills and gone. Gillian, Welch, David Rawlings, Andy Harden. Thanks a lot.
Hello, my name is David Olney. And this song is called For the Sake of a Song. Why does she sing her sad song for me? I'm not the one to tenderly bring her soft sympathy. I've just begun to see my way clear, and it's plain if I stop I will fall. I can lay down a tear for her pain, just a tear and that's all. What does she want me to do? She says that she knows the moments are rare. I suppose that it's true, but then on she goes to say I don't care. Ah, she knows that I do. Maybe she just has to sing for the sake of the song. And who do I think that I am to decide that she's wrong? She'd like to think I was cruel, but she knows that's a lie, for I would be no more than a tool if I allowed her to cry all over me. My sorrow is real, even though I can't change my plans. If she could see how I feel, I know that she'd understand. Does she actually think I'm to blame? Does she really believe that some word of mine could relieve all her pain? Doesn't she know that she grieves just because she's been blindly deceived by her shame? Maybe she just has to sing for the sake of the song. And who do I think that I am to decide that she's wrong? Ah, but nothing's what it seems. Maybe someday she'll start to realize if she abandons her dreams, all the words she can say are only lies. When will she see that to gain is only to lose? All that she offers me are her chains I've got to refuse. But it's only to herself that she's lied. She likes to believe there's something that she should defend with her pride. And I don't intend to stand here and be the friend from whom she must hide. But maybe she just has to sing for the sake of the song. And who do I think that I am to decide that she's wrong? Maybe she just has to sing for the sake of the song. Well, everything was pretty straightforward in the first set, but things got a little peculiar in the second set. So you're going to hear this song, and you heard it before. I don't care. I really like this song. I was going to try to do something really snappy, but I don't think this is the time to do that, actually. So this is called Dollar Bill Blues. If I had a dollar bill, yes, I believe I surely will go to town and drink my fill early in the morning. Well, if I had a dollar bill, yes, I believe I surely will go to town and drink my fill early in the morning. Mother was a golden girl, slit her throat just to get her pearls, cast myself into a whirl before a bunch of Little darling, she's a red-haired thing. Lord, she makes my legs to sing. Gonna buy her a diamond ring early in the morning. Well, it's a long way down the Harlan Road, busted back in a heavy load. Can't get through to save my soul early. Always been a gambling man, roll them bones with either hand. 7 is the promised land early in the morning. Will whiskey be my dying bed? Tell me where to lay my head. Not with me is all she said early in the morning. Well, if I had a dollar bill, yes, I believe I surely will go to town and drink my fill early in the morning.
This is one of my favorite singer-songwriters, and I know Townes as well. He's a very shy guy, and he doesn't really often tell people what he does, and he's one of the few singer-songwriters that's had Townes-Van Zandt sing one of his songs. So I love this guy, David Olney. He's one of the unsung heroes of this thing. And it's, they told me to reintroduce myself. I'm Chip Taylor, and it's my friend John Scholl over there, Rounder Records. That's too much, Richard, I think. And this thing around my neck is a harmonica. Since I gave up gambling, I have all this extra time to do things. And one of the things I've been doing is playing a little of this in the morning for the last few weeks. And I was just fooling around with it backstage, and Townes' son said, Chip, play the damn thing. I said, I can't play the damn. I don't know how to play it. Just learning it. He said, did you ever hear my son, my father play trombone? You know. Keep this down, Rich. Much less. You happy? Less? That is me. Now you can bring it up a little bit. Bring it up a little. Thank you. Sorry. We ready? Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ride the blue wind high and free. She'll lead you down through misery. Leave you low come time to go. Alone and low as low can be.
If I had a nickel, I'd find a game. If I want $1, I'd make it rain. If it rained an ocean, I'd drink it dry and lay me down dissatisfied.
Well, it's legs to walk and thoughts to fly, eyes to laugh and lips to cry, a lonesome tongue to classify, all born to grow, all grown to die. Ride the blue wind high and free. She'll lead you down through misery. Leave you low come time to go. Alone and low as low can be.
Tell my baby I said so long. Tell my mama I did no wrong. along and tell my brother to mind his own. Tell my friends to mourn me now.
Chained upon the face of time, feeling full of foolish rhyme. There ain't no dark till something shines. I'm bound to leave this dark behind. So ride the blue wind high and free. She'll lead you down through misery. Leave you low come time to go. Alone and low as low can be. Ride the blue wind, ride the blue wind. She'll lead you down, she'll lead you down. Leave you low come time to go. Alone and low as low can be. Alone and low as low can be.
David and Olney, John Show.
I've made a new best friend here. It's his town son, J.T.
Might be missing one more tool. Does anyone have a capo back there? Capo, thanks for coming out, you guys. It's been a real pleasure. A lot of great players, good friends of Towns'. Days they are the highway kind. They only come to leave. But the leaving I don't mind. It's the coming that I crave. Pour the sun upon the ground. Stand to throw a shadow. And watch it grow into a night. And fill a spinning sky. Time among the pine trees feels like a breath of air. Usually I just walk these streets and tell myself to care. Sometimes I believe me, sometimes I don't hear. Sometimes the shape I'm in won't let me go. And I don't know too much for true. My heart knows how to pound. My legs know how to love someone. My voice knows how to sound. But it's a shame that it's not enough. It's a shame that it is a shame. But follow the circle down, and where would you be? You're the only one I want, but I've never heard your name. So let's hope we meet someday. But if we don't, it's all the same. 'cause I'll meet the ones between us and be thinking about you. All the places I have seen and why you were not there. The day's full of rain, the sky's coming down again. I get so tired of these same old blues, same old song. Oh baby, it won't be long till I'll be tying on my flying shoes, flying shoes, my flying shoes. Spring on the side, summer had to be satisfied. Fall is a feeling that I just can't lose. I'd like to stay, maybe watch a winter's day turn the green water to white and blue. Flying shoes, my flying shoes. Mountain moon forever sets too soon, and being alone is all the hills can do. Alone, and then her silver sails again, and I will follow in my flying shoes, flying shoes. I will follow in my flying shoes.
Hi, we're Margot and Michael Timmons, and we're half of Cowboy Junkies.
Won't you lend your lungs to me? Mine are collapsing. Plant my feet and bitterly breathe up the time that's passing. Breath I'll take, breath I'll give. Pray the day salvation sat and crossed yourself and called the devil partner. Wisdom burned upon the shelf. Who cures raging cancer? Seal the river at its mouth. Take the water prisoner. Fill the skies with screams and cries. Bathe with fiery answers. Say I love you, babe. I'll say I need you, babe. But I'm gonna get you, babe, and I will not take too long. Living's mostly wasting time, and I waste my share of mine. But it never feels too good, so let's not take too long. I'm soft as glass and you're a gentleman. We've got the sky to talk about and the world to lie upon. Days up and down they come like rain on a conga drum. Forget most, remember some, but don't turn away. Everything is not enough, nothing is too much to bear. Where you've been is good and gone, all you keeps getting there. To live, to fly, low and high. So shake the dust off of your wings and the sleep out of your eyes. It's goodbye to all my friends. It's time system here. The bottom's low and the treble's clear, but it don't pay to think too much on the things you leave behind. I may be gone, I won't be long. I'll be bringing back the melodies and all the rhythm that I find. We all got holes to fill, and them holes are all that's real. Some fall on you like a storm, sometimes you dig your own. But choice is yours to make, and time is yours to take. Some fall into the sea, some toil upon the stone. To live's to fly, low and high. So shake the dust off of your wings and the sleep out of your eyes. To live's to fly, low and high. So shake the dust off of your wings and the sleep out of your eyes.
Christ almighty.
Welcome, David and Andy. I want to do the first song I ever learned at Towns. It's a little bit dark, but you're used to that by now. Towns kind of brought light to the darkness, you know. Some people have to go out there and live it and bring it to the rest of us. And it's the first song I ever learned. It's by Towns. It's called "Waiting Around to Die." Sometimes I don't know where this dirty road's taking me. Sometimes I don't even know the reason why. But I guess I'll keep a gambling, lots of booze and lots of rambling. Well, it's easier than just waiting around to die. One time ago I had a ma, he even had a pa. He beat her with a belt once 'cause she cried. Told him to take care of me, headed down to Tennessee. Well, it's easier than just waiting around to die. Well, I came of age and I found me a girl in a Tuscaloosa bar. She cleaned me out and hit it on the slide. I tried to hide the pain, I bought some wine and hopped a train. Well, it's easier than just waiting around to die. Well, a friend of mine said he knew where some easy money was. We robbed a man and brother did we fly. The sheriff caught me and brought me back to Muskogee. 2 long years of waiting around to die. Well, now I'm out of jail, and I got me a friend at last. He don't drink or steal or cheat or lie. His name's Codeine, he's the nicest friend I've seen. Yeah, together we're gonna wait around and die. Yeah, together we're gonna wait around and die. Thank everybody for being here. This has been a great, memorable night. Thank all the people that helped put it on. Come on out. We're going to get everybody out here and do a song that towns love to sing at the end of the night. Let me have a little more vocal here. We're going to do a song that I listened many times to see if Towns could make it all the way through this song. It's called Fräulein. Far across the deep blue water lived an old German's daughter on the bank of the old river Rhine. There I loved her and left her, but I can't forget her. She was my pretty Fräulein. Fräulein, Fräulein, walk down by the river each night as the stars start to shine. Are the same stars above. I swear that I love you. You are my pretty Fräulein.
Far over yonder, and the sweetheart that I left behind, in a moment of glory, her face comes before me, the face of my pretty Fräulein. Fräulein, Fräulein, the stars start to shine. The same stars are above. I swear that I love you. For you are my pretty Fräulein. Turn it around. You are my pretty